ass is in my face. Ugh. So calming. Okay, I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta go to work. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Bye. Goodbye. Don't be bitter. I have to go. Okay. Just want to make sure I turn off everything. Oh. She loves to lay on me when I'm doing my stretches. Understandable. Okay. Every once in a while we follow the rules. We're still wearing the seatbelt wrong though. We're supposed to wear it like this. I don't like it. I feel like it's putting too much pressure on me. Damn. It's the worst. The dry cough. Apparently the flu's going around. Or something. Something like the flu. So, Vortex. We're so lucky to be where we are mentally. And I mean, there's all kinds of shit that we could complain about. Because there's always shit to complain about. You know, there's never not shit to complain about. We got smoothie mouth now because smoothie mouth ooh, that car was listening to some funky ass music. Did you hear that? It's even better than my funky ass music. Ooh, you guys get to see my boobie. Can you tell I'm wearing a sports bra? It's very weird. But yeah, smoothie mouth, you get that after you drink a really good, heart healthy smoothie. And you're really lucky to be able to do that, you know? It's got to have some wheatgrass in it. Hold on, Vortex. Okay, I'm back. I've just been thinking a lot about like states of mind that I've been in all throughout my life. And you know, I used to be accused of being really negative all the time. People said that they were like afraid to be around me because I was so negative. And they were worried that I was going to do something drastic. You know, if they said the wrong thing around me. I was such a sensitive person that, you know, I made people nervous. The thing is, I'm a very intense person. But now it's not because I'm just overly sensitive. It's because I'm just very intensely in my own little world. And I'm very grateful for that world that I've constructed as a result of me having to live in this shithole. Okay? And what I strongly suggest to everybody is that if you're having a really hard time, you need to like make up your own world to live in. It's not so shitty. I think I am gonna get this tattoo. Delusion is the solution. It really is. Because what they tell you is the solution is just yet another bullshit fix to a problem that they created. Okay? So like all the things that they tell you, oh, do this, take that, follow these rules, because I'm sure that following the rules will make you happy, right? I mean, I think that the reason why I'm considerably happier than most people is because I don't. I always suspected that I was being lied to. I always suspected that what they told me I needed to do, I didn't really need to do. Like, go to college. Okay, that's a good example. I've just sort of carved my own path. And God's taking care of me because I think the whole time I was listening to him, I just didn't realize, you know, maybe me fucking things up and like being a failure in the eyes of the world allowed me to succeed in other ways. Because there are plenty of people that have succeeded in the eyes of the world and now they feel like they're failing. And I'm not here to be like, ha ha ha, you see, you shouldn't have listened to what your shrink told you. Ha ha ha, you shouldn't have followed your high school principal's advice. Ha ha ha. College was a Ponzi scheme, and now you have student loans out the ass because you fell for that shit. Ha! I'm sorry. I'm sorry you fell for that shit. Legit. Well, no. When I went to school, it was obvious they were trying to indoctrinate me, but it wasn't anywhere near as bad as it is now. Like, we were freshly into the Iraq War when I was in school. And it was politically charged, but it really wasn't that bad. Like, I was friends with a bunch of Republicans, okay? I was friends with people that voted for Bush. I wasn't so liberal that I couldn't be friends with people that voted for Bush. But like nowadays, Trump supporters, and I can't even say non-Trump supporters, but just Trump haters, they can't even be in the same room. They don't even want to be seen together, you know? It's a mutual hatred. Well, it's not healthy. And it also proves that you guys are the same. Okay, but there are people I work with that complain about each other all the time. And they're so similar. They're so similar. And they have such an issue with each other. Because they're a different version of themselves. And so I think about that in relation to politics. You know, if that's true in relation to like personality types that have nothing to do with politics, then you know that that's probably true of politics, religion, generations. I mean, it's like the older generations bitch about the younger generations bitch about the older generations. This has always been the way that it is. And so, in certain ways, I do think that things are way worse. Because there are all these things that have complicated our lives unnecessarily. But how many of these sexist shit keep going along with it, you know? So, I have a hard time believing that it's really stressing you out that much. Because then it gives you something else to complain about, which gives you a sense of purpose, you know? So a lot of these motherfuckers, they just want to complain. Well, I know that I complain a lot, but I'm a comedian, that's part of it, but I still try to focus on the solution. I mean, I wouldn't be making stuff if I didn't think that that was a major solution. Because there's nothing else that we can really do with our time and with what we have to offer. You know, if we didn't try to do something creative as like a reaction to what we see every day that we find so disagreeable, you know? Yeah, like I said, you can't. Like, you can't do anything to change people do. You can act like you're doing your part by like going along with what the system wants you to do. But, you know, in my humble opinion, it doesn't fix anything at all. I mean, I guess it makes you feel better, so that's something, right? Tells me that a biker is gonna get killed today. It always scares me, man. And I love the fuck out of motorcycles, but it still scares me every time I see one pass me, because I'm like, fuck, will today be the day that that motherfucker gets taken out? You know? It just might be. Why am I stuck behind this motherfucker? Can I go around him? Should I just be patient? I feel like I should just be patient. Let's do something very anti-American, and let's be patient. It's kind of crazy, this stuff like that Americans are patient about and stuff that they're impatient about. So like when it comes to, you know, things like food, they're not patient when it comes to food. You know, they're fine with eating really shitty food that is served to them in a bag. They order it at a speaker box and they don't even know if it's the actual food that they're paying for. So yeah, they're not patient when it comes to their food, but they are patient when it comes to being lied to. So they can be lied to over and over and over and over and over again by the same motherfuckers, and they just keep going, okay, maybe next time you won't lie to me. And they get lied to again, and they're like, okay, maybe next time you won't lie to me. And then they get lied to again, and they're like, okay, maybe next time. Maybe next time our tax dollars will go towards something other than child endangerment. How about that? Can we switch the words around? Child endangerment. So I saw recently that a lot of these states are trying to implement this like no phone policy in the schools. And y'all know how much we hate teachers. Y'all know how much we hate public school. Y'all know how much we hate the system. I don't really feel sorry for teachers, but at the same time, like, they are calling out this problem, so I'll give them props for that. They're saying that you can take the phones away, but all these kids are, like, doped out of their minds. So now, like, they don't have any ability to concentrate because they're waiting on a dopamine hit that they can't get from their phones anymore. So there's really no solution to this problem, because like these parents just like fuck their kids over by giving them smartphones and tablets and all that. I mean, literally, there's no solution to this problem now. Like, because the parents aren't going to do anything about it. That's what I'm saying. I would say the majority of parents aren't going to do anything about it. And so these schools can implement policies that are, you know, I think they're the correct policy. Like, I don't think that kids should be allowed to have phones or screens or anything. I think that that's really detrimental to their ability to have a childhood and all that. But I can attest to the fact that I work with a bunch of kids, not little kids, but I work with like 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and adults, like in their 20s and 30s. And I know, because I've seen it for myself, all these people have a good work ethic, but a lot of them, they get really frustrated when they have to actually work, like, consistently. Now, I think that the whole reason why they get so frustrated is because they haven't had their dopamine hit. So if they can't get on their phone as often as possible, and I mean, you want to prove me wrong? You want to prove that you're not a dope fiend? Okay, put your phone away. Do that. Go somewhere without it, and you will understand how much you need it for way more than you think you need it for. Okay? So, it's not about the convenience. It's not about the money and like, oh, well, you can do this and you can do that. I need it so that I'm able to connect with my family and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not what you need it for. You need it for your fucking ego juice. Your ego smoothie, as I call it. You need it for the brain food that you're getting. Okay? So you can keep using all these other things as like a reason. Like, I could understand why somebody would keep their phone on them if they have kids. I can understand why people would keep their phone on them if they have a drug dealer, okay? I can understand why people would keep their phone on them if they're waiting for a phone call from a future employer or something like that. That's not why. I guarantee you that's not why. The reason why everybody has their phone on them is so they can get dopamine. So they don't ever have to be bored. So they can constantly have something to look at and entertain them. Okay? Stop using your kids as some sort of shield from responsibility, okay? You can say, well, I'm being irresponsible because they don't have kids. Honey, it's irresponsible to have kids out of wedlock when you're a crazy person that doesn't have to have a gun to be violent towards people that haven't even touched your kids, but they look like they would, okay? I'm just saying. Not everybody's meant to do that. And a lot of these parents are proving that they're not fit to do that. Yeah, it's just fucking ridiculous, man. Like I said, all the stuff that people complain about ain't shit compared to the stuff that they should be complaining about. Like, there's a lot more going on that people don't want to talk about because it would prohibit them from being able to do the same mind-numbing shit that they keep doing. You know, they don't want to feel guilty about it. Look, I'm not trying to make you feel guilty about it. I'm just saying, like, all these other problems that people complain about, they're being exacerbated by the thing that y'all refuse to talk about. So if you really want mass shootings to stop, You might want to pay attention to the culture and how it's shaping these teenagers to do stupid shit so they get attention, okay? And crazy people are going to keep being crazy. So if you have a culture that cultivates crazy, it's not going to matter if you ban guns. I mean, I wish that it would, honestly. I wish that it would. I guarantee you, because I think about this a lot. Like, what if we were to do everything that this political party wants? What if we were to do everything that feminists want? What if we were to do everything that gays and trans people want? Or everything that these, like, anti-gun people want? Would that fix the problem? No, honey, go, go, go. I almost ran you over. I almost ran over a black man. That would be a hate crime. That'd be a hate crime. If he wasn't a Trump supporter, that'd be a hate crime. Guarantee you. Anyway. What did I just say? If you do the things that people think they want, not only will those things prove to be futile, but let's say it solved even a smidgen of the problem. Because a lot of these people are virtually unsatisfiable anyway, they would still have something else to complain about. Because you really can't fix the world, you can only fix yourself. But you know, they try to ban abortion, but now they just have a bunch of women taking those like morning after pills. You know, they just come up with new stuff that allows women to continue to be irresponsible. So it doesn't actually solve the problem. Anytime that people think that they're going to solve a problem, the people that want that thing to continue to be a problem are going to continue to find loopholes around it. Okay? It's just the way of the world. That's why politics is stupid, and everybody needs to get the fuck out of it, or they're gonna die in their idolatry.